Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be reacting to a video called 21 Most Iconic Places to Visit in Canada. I think there's plenty of iconic places, so I'm not surprised that we have 21 of them because Canada has a lot of beautiful places. So let's check it out and comment, like, and subscribe.
To explore Canada this year but unsure where to start? In this video, I'll share the must-see spots from each region based on my 15 years of travel experience and 37 years of being a Canadian.
Okay.
Whether you're looking for family-friendly activities or adventurous
Very
outings,
beautiful.
I got you covered. Western Canada. Let's start with one of the most iconic Canadian pictures, Moraine Lake. From the heart of the Canadian Rockies in Banff National Park, Alberta.
That's so pretty.
As Canada's oldest national park, it's where those classic Canadian mountain scenes come to life.
That turquoise is
It's
crazy.
accessible to anybody, with pathways, easy trails, and gondolas to reach some of the best sights. For the
you
more
can ski.
adventurous, though, there are plenty of alpine hikes and endless outdoor activities. Or, if you are looking for a more relaxing experience, the town of Banff is so
Oh my
quintessentially
God.
Canadian,
This is
with good
real?
dining, shopping, and hot springs. Heading north out of Banff is truly one of the most scenic drives in
I
the
love
world,
this.
the Icefields Parkway. And at the end of the Icefields Parkway, you will reach your next destination, Jasper
Another
National
national park.
which is like Banff's wilder, more relaxed sibling, often with fewer crowds.
Okay.
Jasper is home to some of the most beautiful hikes and sights that I have ever seen. Sadly,
I
though,
love this.
Jasper did suffer from a major fire last year, so it will look a bit different, but it is still open for visitors, and now
that
more
makes
than
me so
ever,
sad.
it needs your support. All right, let's switch from the mountain air to the Pacific breeze. We're heading west to my favorite city, Vancouver, BC.
Oh, of
Vancouver
course.
has it all, with world-class dining and shopping in the
Fun
downtown
island.
core, surrounded by sleek high-rises, lush green parks, and the Pacific
just a lot of
Ocean is
lakes.
right there, just framing it all. It's a
This is so
city where
pretty.
you can be skiing in the mountains one day
What?
and then ocean kayaking the next.
I didn't
One of my
know.
favorite activities
Like
to
this.
take in the city views is renting a bike or rollerblading the seawall around Stanley Park.
Oh, but that's gorgeous.
You can then grab some great food and shop the local vendors at Granville Island Market. A short ferry
an
ride from the
island?
mainland and you'll arrive on Vancouver Island, full of
Oh,
rugged
that's the
coastlines
island.
for hiking, ancient forests to admire, beaches to
Oh.
relax at, and charming towns to explore.
Oh, that's so
like
pretty.
the Victorian capital of Victoria. From the harbor, you
Wait,
can
that's a
hop on a
province?
whale watching tour or start your drive to Tofino,
I would
the
die.
iconic Canadian surf town where storm watching in the winter is almost as popular as the surfing.
How can you
Another
surf?
stunning
It's
drive
cold.
up the Sea to Sky Highway and you'll find yourself in the world-class mountain resort town of Whistler, BC, which has
Oh.
actually become more popular in the summertime with its endless trails of epic mountain
What?
biking and panoramic viewpoints that
Oh.
will steal your breath away. Or spend the day
thought it was
shopping with a
cold.
mixture of boutique and high-end stores in
Oh.
the pedestrian village.
Okay.
And of course, if you are there during the
Oh,
winter,
okay.
Whistler is an incredible ski resort that competes with the best in the world. We're now shifting
Didn't know
gears
that.
and heading into the prairies of Canada,
Oh, the
where the
prairies.
landscape whispers tales of prehistoric giants. I'm talking about dinosaurs. Now, if you're a
Yeah,
parent with young
dinosaurs?
kids, you have to visit Alberta
I'm not a
Badlands
kid, but I
and
want to.
Drumheller, famous for its unique landscapes and being rich in dinosaur fossils. There, your little ones can enjoy the fossil
Oh my
treasures at the
God.
Royal Tyrrell Museum or wander among the strange mushroom-shaped hoodoos sculpted by wind and time.
Okay.
Traveling
Again,
further
I would love
east,
to.
you'll experience the breathtaking expanse of the prairies in Grasslands National Park, Saskatchewan. Picture yourself
Oh,
under an
it's so
endless
different,
sky
this
as you
landscape.
stroll through the rolling hills and watch majestic bison grazing in a sea of grass. And later
that
on,
dangerous?
when night falls in this dark sky preserve, you'll witness a
you
celestial
camp
display
there?
so brilliant you'll be shocked to see how many stars
Oh
there
my
really
God.
are. But if
is
grass
insane.
isn't your cup of tea, why not head to the polar bear capital of the world, Churchill, Manitoba, where you can have a thrilling adventure
is that just a
seeing
town?
magnificent Arctic predators in their natural habitat, especially in autumn, or kayak alongside
Oh my
curious beluga
God.
whales during the summer months. Churchill is also a birdwatcher's paradise and one
Oh.
of the best places to view the northern lights.
Oh my God.
If you're enjoying this video, give it a like and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future videos I post. Central Canada. Did you know that approximately
Central?
22% of Canada is
Let's
French
see.
speaking and that both English and French are our official languages?
Well, that's the French
Well,
part.
I'm quite fond of our friendly Francophone family in our French province of Quebec, and that's where we're heading next. First up is Montreal, Quebec, a
Oh.
cosmopolitan and cultural hub.
That's capital,
Get
right?
lost exploring diverse neighborhoods, from the historic charm of Old Montreal to the
Oh.
trendy Plateau neighborhood. Discover
Looks like San
world-class
Francisco.
art, soak in the lively atmosphere, and taste the city's unique blend of cultures. It's full of activities
Poutine.
and events for every kind of person and at every time of the year.
Was there a
And don't forget
jacuzzi?
to grab a famous Montreal bagel and a jug of maple syrup while you're there, since
Sign me-
90%
yeah.
of Canada's maple syrup comes from Quebec. But if
I'm already
heritage and history are more your style, and you want to feel like you've crossed the Atlantic into Europe, you have to visit Quebec City. Wander the cobblestone
Oh, it's
streets
different?
lined with century-old stone buildings, the Grand Chateau Frontenac, watching over the St. Lawrence River. I mean, it's a city steeped in history and
Okay.
romance, with a vibrant French-Canadian heart.
Oh, yeah, I
and
love
for a
everything's in
very
French.
Canadian experience, visit during Winter Carnival to
For 1 second, I thought that was a polar bear.
see how the locals embrace winter and truly make the most of it. Another
Were they
iconic
riding
Canadian
a
treasure
bison?
and one of the most popular tourist destinations in Canada is Niagara Falls,
Oh,
a
of
natural
course.
spectacle located on the southern border of Ontario. You can view the
One of the most
waterfalls from the
touristy
ground
attractions.
or even from above in a helicopter.
Oh, you
But
can do
if
that?
you want to experience them up close, you can feel the trembling roar and be surrounded by the mist while you ride
you
a
can do
boat
that on a
tour
boat.
right up to the base of the most powerful waterfall in North America.
Oh, that's
If you've
cool.
ever traveled abroad as a Canadian and strangers have tried to guess where you're from, there's a good chance they said Toronto. And they were probably right, because yes,
I love
it is
people live
our
there.
largest city, and there's a lot to do here. You can
Okay.
head up the CN Tower and view the
Oh, the
sprawling
famous.
city below, and then later explore the eclectic vibe of Kensington Market or the Distillery District. If you're looking
Oh.
for entertainment, there is no shortage of events, shows, and numerous professional sports games to attend.
I assume
Or,
always
for a
something
change of
happening
pace,
there.
a short ferry ride takes you to the peaceful Toronto Islands. And of
Oh, there's
course,
the
you can't
islands.
forget the nation's capital, Ottawa. There's a sense of history while you explore
Is that
or
a
attend
castle?
free
What
yoga
is that?
on Parliament Hill, which is home to the Canadian government.
Oh,
Check out
okay.
the impressive
White
national
House.
museums that tell the country's stories and are home to
Oh.
extensive collections of art. And in winter, experience the unique Canadian tradition of
What on earth
skating
is
on the
that?
Rideau Canal, when it's transformed into the world's largest skating rink at 7.8
Wait, and
kilometers long.
in the summer,
Many
is that
people
water?
even avoid traffic on their daily commute by using the canal to skate to work each day, which is
Can you do
probably
that?
the most Canadian thing ever.
What?
Atlantic
People do
Canada.
that?
We are now on the other side of Canada, the Atlantic side, where one of my
Oh.
biggest bucket list
Oh,
destinations
that's the
is
eastern part.
Newfoundland's Grossmorn National Park,
Oh.
a place of geological marvels where you'll find fjords that
This reminds me a little bit of UK, Ireland a little bit,
will
Scotland.
make you feel like you're in Norway instead of Canada. The biggest
too.
and best of these is the Western Brook Pond. Take a hike through the Tablelands
God,
to
that's
experience a
gorgeous.
truly unique geological landscape. Or, the most adventurous can climb up to the peak of Grossmorn Mountain to take in
Oh.
the sweeping panoramic views.
How long
Or
does it
just
take?
hang out in town and explore St. John's, the vibrant capital of Newfoundland,
Oh, it's very
where
pretty.
brightly painted
Quaint.
jelly bean row houses climb the hillsides
Okay, it's
and
incredibly
Signal
quaint.
Hill stands guard over the harbor.
It's lovely.
And if you time it right, journey along Iceberg Alley in the late spring or early summer.
Oh, they have
witnessing
icebergs.
colossal ancient icebergs just drifting silently down.
I got a little
Arctic,
scared.
Just coming to say hi before they eventually melt.
Well,
Another item
hopefully
on my
we don't
Canadian
crash
bucket
there.
list is to road trip the world-renowned Cabot Trail in Cape Breton, Nova
What is
Scotia.
that?
Weaving
Whoa,
through the
it's gorgeous.
hillside with the vast Atlantic Ocean stretching out beside you,
You're surrounded by
dipping into
woods.
charming fishing villages tucked into coves. It's especially beautiful to drive during the autumn when the leaves
Oh
are
my
changing
God,
color.
yes,
And,
this is
don't
gorgeous.
forget to stop and get out of the car to hike the many trails in Cape Breton Highlands National
Yes,
Park
I
for
would.
an even more breathtaking perspective.
How long does it
Another
take
natural
again?
wonder for you to visit are the highest tides on Earth, which are in the Bay of Fundy, bordering New Brunswick and Nova Scotia.
What
You
is
can
that?
walk on the ocean floor around the base of the massive Hopewell Rocks at low tide, knowing that just hours later, the water will be up to 16 meters higher than your
Oh,
head. And these
that's
tides
so
can carry
weird.
huge amounts of fish, plankton, and krill, making it a prime location to
Those
hop
whales.
on a whale watching tour. After the world's highest tides, we'll head over Canada's longest bridge to Prince Edward Island, our smallest province. Discover the historic heart of
Queens Bay
Charlottetown,
Bridge.
where Canada as a nation began. Then
God,
journey to the beaches
so
of Cavendish
beautiful.
and the Green Gables Heritage Place,
It's so incredibly picturesque. It doesn't look real. It looks very old-timey.
letting yourself be charmed by the setting that inspired Ellen Montgomery's beloved Anne stories, a
Oh,
classic
and Green
Canadian read.
Gables.
Or tee up a golf ball on the many golf courses on the island.
Oh, they're famous for it?
The North. If all these recommendations so
Except
far
for
have sounded too
Wasteland.
typical and too touristy, well, these next ones are going to be much different.
Okay.
If you're looking for a dose of Canada's raw, untamed beauty, then
Oh
I
my
present
God.
Yukon's Kluane National Park and Reserve. This is home to Canada's
is very
highest
pretty,
peak,
though.
Mount Logan, rising above the world's largest non-polar ice fields, stretching as far as the eye can see.
It's just
Imagine
ice.
hiking in valleys carved by glaciers or flight seeing over this vast frozen wilderness.
Wow.
Venture
It feels so
deeper into
small.
the wilderness of the Northwest Territories Nahanni National Park Reserve, a UNESCO site accessible primarily by water or charter plane.
like a volcano.
Whitewater raft down the mighty Nahanni River, ranked by National Geographic as
raft.
one of the
There's
top
rafts.
20 tourist adventures in the world. And then take in the spectacular Virginia Falls. I mean, if you thought Niagara was big, this is almost twice the height.
What?
And
How come
finally,
it's not
I have
famous?
saved the most epic for last. This park is home to some of the most rugged and awe-inspiring landscapes on the planet. My ultimate
so
wish
crazy
destination
looking.
to experience the stark beauty of the Arctic in Ayuituk National Park on Nunavut's Baffin Island. Trek through the
What's another
Akshaya
island?
Pass, a challenging route through a monumental U-shaped valley flanked by
There's
glaciers
Arctic
and
Circle.
towering granite peaks, including the mighty Mount Thor.
Wow.
This is for the true adventurous spirits.
I can see
and
that,
if you're
yeah.
still not yet convinced that Canada's worth a visit, well, this overview is just the beginning. To help you explore the unique attractions in each region more thoroughly, I've created a playlist of past videos featuring many of these places, and you can watch them right here.
Where do I start? I think all of them look so incredibly pretty. I don't even want to visit. I want to move to Canada. Just looking at this, oh my god, I can't even decide where I would go first because everything was gorgeous. I don't know. I think the problem would be to decide where exactly do I want to go because it's just very pretty. I think maybe sort of the northern Canada part. I think it's just maybe the one that I would. I don't know, it's the one that I would have more reservations about this. Not because it isn't beautiful, I think I would love to go. It looks gorgeous, but it just looks very, I don't know how to put this, empty maybe? It's just very empty, very, I don't know, just sort of, again, this is what I think what most people imagine when they're talking, oh, Canada is just a frozen wasteland. I imagine they're thinking of something like this just because it is. It's sort of wilderness, rugged wilderness. There's just nothing but ice for miles. And they're just those beautiful mountain peaks, but they're very, I don't know, intimidating. I would call them intimidating. Maybe it's a little bit silly, but I think they are a little bit intimidating just because they are so incredibly big and sort of majestic compared to you as a small human being. That I don't know, it just makes you feel very, I don't know, just very small and very kind of meaningless. I don't know, not to get a lot of existentialist, but I really do think places like this really do kind of, oh my god, you feel very small as the human race or as a human. But it's not just, not because of that, I would love to go, but again, it's just a frozen sort of wasteland. And it's not always cold. I could see places where it wasn't, well, probably it is cold, but I could see places where it wasn't completely sort of frozen, it wasn't just snow. But still, it's so, I think, further away from civilization that I'd be a little, you know what, I think I would love to visit, but I don't know, I think I'll be a little scared. And she did mention, oh, this is not for the faint of heart, this is for the ones that are looking for an adventure and are very adventurous, whatever comes my way, I'll do it, I'll set up my tent here. Probably that's not, you need a campsite in order to do this, but still, my point still stands. I think I'm the little one, I'll be a little, you know what, maybe I'll leave that one for last, just because I'm a little scared about the situation of being so far away from everything, that it's just, you're very isolated, and even if it's just for a visit, obviously people do not live there, well, maybe they do, I don't know, probably there are cities in here, but in these specific places, obviously nobody lives there, there are reservations, there are national parks, of course I'm not gonna rent a house there, but still, it's just very isolating, so I don't know, I think that would be maybe the one that I'd be, maybe I'll leave that for last. But the others, the Atlantic Canada, the Central Canada, the Western part of Canada. Yes, I want to go visit all of them. The prairies, they're just so beautiful, all of them. I think my favorite one, but it's just a personal thing, that road, so I can't remember the road exactly, but it was just this road that apparently has a lot of, I think it was the Cabot Trail, and it's just surrounded by these mountains, and there's just trees and trees and trees and trees, and whatever you look at, it's just trees. And of course you have the water, you have the coastline. I think that would be, I think yes, I would think I would probably visit that one first, just because it's so, I love the idea of just going on a trail, going on a road trip, getting in your car, and just doing the whole thing. Again, I don't really know if this is a long stretch, how many miles this is, if it's going to take you a couple of days. This is something you can do in just one day. But I think ideally, because it looks so beautiful, and she mentioned there's a lot of villages and tiny tiny villages and a lot of hiking trails. So I think the idea would be to sort of spend a couple of days here, even if it just takes you one sort of day to go the whole way, to go the whole loop. Still, I think it would be a great idea. Just get in your car and go, and yeah, whatever, just step whatever place I think it looks cool. Yeah, we're gonna spend the overnight here, and an overnight stay in this little charming village. Yes, I would absolutely. I think that would be my number one thing. So I think it would be Atlantic Canada? I think maybe, but I don't know. I would have to really visit. I would have to really look at my options. But I think that was my absolute favorite one, just because it looks so incredibly pretty. The others, I think, and of course, but I don't know, because seeing this, I'm remembering the other parts. You have the Banff National Park. That's gorgeous. That's so incredibly pretty. It's so beautiful. I think she mentioned it's very iconic. I think maybe, I don't know, I don't think I've ever seen it, or if I have, I don't really know it was Banff National Park or it was Canada. But that water was so incredibly blue. I don't know, why is it so blue? Maybe it's just obviously they don't put anything on it, they don't put dye, but I would love to know why is it so incredibly turquoise. It seems sort of, I don't know, sulfur-like? I don't know, it must have a lot of a particular set of minerals that make it look like that, because it's just very sort of milky and turquoise. I don't know, it's just very beautiful. And yes, I would love to go there as well. And all the little sort of villages as well, I think they weren't villages, they were cities, and they all look so charming as well, that oh my god, it's so pretty. Yeah, I want to visit all of them. And other thing that also was sort of surprising to me is that the whole, I can't remember the specific city. I think it wasn't Toronto. It was probably at one neighborhood in particular. I can't remember which one, but it looked a little bit like San Francisco. It just very, very eclectic, very, I don't know, artisanal. Maybe that would be a right term. Yeah, it's very artisanal, very pretty, charming. But again, everything just looked charming. I keep repeating that word, but it's just, I think all those, at least from all these clips, that's the sense that I got. All those cities, all those villages look so quaint. They look so pretty. They just look lovely. They look charming. It's just, I want to set up a bed and breakfast there, because I don't know, it just looks so inviting and appealing that yes, I would love to go there. But the whole, that place reminded me of, I wish I could remember. I think it was maybe in the west part, but it reminded me a little bit of San Francisco in a way, because it looked very artistic, sort of very, I don't know, very eclectic, just a mix of a lot of things. And also, one I would also, again, she mentioned for kids, but I'm not a kid, but I still would love to see I think it was in the prairies where they had all the dinosaurs, they had dinosaur fossils and dinosaur, I think, prints as well. I don't know, it's just at museum. I think, yes, I would love to go there. I just think they're so, who wouldn't want to learn more about dinosaurs and see the actual sort of, the fossil, or learn more about dinosaurs and see where they actually lived. I mean, yes, of course, that's so exciting to me. And the good news is, of course, I love that it's sort of separated by regions, so you can sort of decide, yes, I'm going to spend 2 weeks here in central Canada, and then I'm going to spend 1 week in the prairies, and then I'm going to spend another week in whatever. So I like how it's all separated, and yeah, I think this is a great guide. Oh, and you can also see the northern lights as well. I think it's in the prairies, which I think it looked, I didn't know that Canada had that sort of landscape in this country. I thought it was all mountains. So it was quite surprising to me to see, oh, they also have prairies, and they're so incredibly flat. It's sort of, there's a lot of places in the central US that also look like this. And I was surprised because I had no idea they had this. I thought it was just a lot of mountains and a lot of woods. So I was pleasantly surprised, and yes, I would love to visit them as well. to see how, again, to sort of compare them and see how different they all are. But yeah, I love, again, this is a great sort of guide because you can sort of, again, you can choose and go, yeah, I'm going to go to the Atlantic, I'm going to go here, I'm going to go there. The only thing is, I don't know how long this is going to take you, because ideally, yeah, I would absolutely spend my whole vacation here. I think maybe a month, maybe, I think that's not a lot of time, but yeah, maybe a month and a half. Yeah, now I'm gonna take 1 month off, a month and a half, or maybe 2 months, and just visit Canada and travel through all of these incredible places. We have so many national parks that I think would be, and I'm guessing this is a small number of all the national parks they have. But yeah, sign me up. I'm there. You know, doesn't take much convincing. I'm already there. But that was it for today, and I'll see you next time. Bye.